show that keeps up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Only 1 week to go until Arsenal's first pre-season friendly against Girona. Incredible when you just think the World Cup just finished. And then these players are straight back into the Premier League, literally. I mean, we're not far away. 1 week. And so far, the signings for Arsenal, Ilhan Meslier, backup goalkeeper, and Christos Solis, I say, who came in this week to play on the left wing. And of course, Leandro Trossard has left. So those are the business that has been done so far. Plenty of business still left to be done. And I'm sure Arsenal are going to want to get some of these signings in before pre-season. And as I said, it's only a week away. So are we going to see some movement on some of the players that Arsenal are looking to try and sign? Preston, today by The Sun, they claim that Arsenal have identified Ollie Watkins. Yes, again, Ollie Watkins as a replacement for Gabriel Jesus, who's looking to, Arsenal looking to sell him this summer. Watkins valued at around about £40 million. Now, remember, Arsenal, they tried to sign him in the January transfer window of 2025. Villa, of course, turned that down. It didn't happen. And now Arsenal reportedly, according to The Sun, are back in for or interested in Watkins again as a replacement for Gabriel Jesus. I don't know. I'd be surprised by this one. Villa as well recently turned down a £30 million offer from Fenerbahce to sign Ollie Watkins. They said at the time that they'd be looking for at least 40 million. That's too much for me. That's too much for me for Ollie Watkins. He's getting a little bit older now. Still a quality player. Listen, if he came in and we had that option instead of Jesus, I wouldn't be against it. But for that fee, that's a lot of money. And then, of course, there's Bruno Guimaraes. That's the one we're all waiting on. That's the one that we all want to see Arsenal get done and hopefully get done before pre-season so we can have a pre-season. Still no kind of news on any further bids from Arsenal. We know about the £70 million bid, which was rejected. We know that Arsenal may come back in with a bigger bid. Surely they want to get this deal done before the pre-season starts. It's really interesting to see his agent. He posted this picture of him on Instagram where he's in the middle of the ocean on looks like a yacht. He's on his phone and he's looking out to the ocean and he's got the caption, "Always working." What deal is he working on? Is he working on sorting out that deal with getting Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal? It looks like it's going to happen, but we said that with Morgan Rogers and it didn't happen. There's also lots of rumours saying that, Chelsea are not going to pursue trying to get Guimaraes because when they've approached Guimaraes' representatives, he's told them he wants to go to Arsenal. Let's hope that's true. So let's see how that one pans out. But certainly that is the one that we're all waiting on. And if anything happens on that, we'll let you know here on the show. I spoke about John Martin earlier on in the week, player plays for Real Sociedad, centre-back, ball-playing centre-back, very accomplished player, still only 19 years of age. Arsenal interested in signing him, and according to Sport Witness, they've already made contact. The player, they're saying, is tempted by the move, would like a move to Arsenal, although Real Sociedad don't want to sell him. He's one of their top prospects, still only 19. But could Arsenal repeat the trick that they did with Mosquera, who signed just about a year ago today? I think it's either a year ago today or yesterday he signed for Arsenal. Can they repeat that with John Martin? Let's wait and see. We know we need a centre-back. Arsenal also showing an interest in Marc Bernal. They've shown interest in this player before. The youngster who plays for Barcelona, defensive midfielder. According to Sport over there in Spain, they say that Arsenal are showing an interest in a couple of clubs as well. Man City and Chelsea also interested in the youngster. However, he doesn't want to move and Barcelona don't want to sell. So it's probably going to just fall on deaf ears. But again, Arsenal showing an interest in him. And they're also interested in this player, Andreas Schelderup. who plays for Benfica. He's Norwegian, left winger, and we know that Arsenal are looking for a left winger, still only 22. Had a really good season last year. And Arsenal showing interest in him. Spurs also interested. Roma interested. Benfica don't want to sell. They got a crazy 100 million euros release clause on him. Not really looking to sell him this summer. But his contract does only run till 2028. So could they be tempted by a big offer? One to watch, as all these are. Not too sure if Arsenal are looking to bring in another left wing, I'm not too sure it's going to be another sort of under the radar type player. I would have thought it would be more of a big name, sort of more marquee signing in that area, as the fact that they've already brought in Solis. They're also interested in this player, Victor Frodolt, who plays for Porto, another player who had a great season last year. According to Gianluca Di Marzio, he claims that Arsenal are interested. As I said, he only signed for Porto last year for £70 million. Fantastic season. Of course, Porto won the league over there in Portugal. And, he's gathering interest from all the top clubs, including Arsenal. Fee would need to be high, though. They only bought him, as I said, a year ago from FC Copenhagen. They've got a 10% sell-on clause as well. But he is a top prospect, really talented, energetic, box-to-box midfielder. And Arsenal said to be showing a lot of interest in him. We'll have to wait and see how any of that develops out. So, as usual, Arsenal been linked with loads of players, but so far, only a couple have come in. Can they get this deal done for Bruno Guimaraes? I think that would allay a lot of fears with fans. I was speaking to a lot of fans. A lot of fans started to get jumpy about Arsenal's transfer business so far this summer. At the moment, there's still time. The window shuts on the 1st of September. So let's wait and see. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. And any breaking news, you'll get it here first here on AFTV.
£45 million is, I wouldn't pay that for Bradley Barcola. I think he's really, really good. But the fact that he keeps slipping out of this PSG 11 would bother me a little bit. And I don't think PSG can turn around and say he's a core member of this team, because he's actually not. He doesn't end up playing in the most important games at the tail end of the season. He also has some fairly noted end product problems. So he is not this lethal finisher off the left. He's very, very good, but he is not an elite footballer. I couldn't really see a deal at this level being worth it, in my opinion. I think I would go up to 100 for Barcola. I genuinely reckon they're like way over, but we'll see what the market says.
Arteta has repeatedly spoken about the importance of having two high-quality players in every position. With a long campaign ahead, injuries, suspensions and fixture congestion can quickly test even the strongest squads. Bringing in another elite attacker would give Arsenal greater flexibility while ensuring the team's attacking intensity remains high throughout the season. Another reason Barcola's name has generated so much excitement is his versatility. Although naturally comfortable on the left wing, he is capable of playing across the front line, drifting into central areas and creating opportunities both for himself and his teammates. His direct running and fearless approach could offer Arsenal another dimension against teams that defend deep. Imagine an attack featuring Bukayo Saka on one flank and Bradley Barcola on the other, supported by Martin Odegaard's creativity through the middle. The speed, movement and technical quality would make Arsenal one of the most dangerous attacking sides in England. Of course, completing such a transfer would be far from easy. Barcola remains highly valued by his current club, and any negotiations would almost certainly involve significant competition from other European giants. Arsenal would need to convince both the player and his club that North London is the ideal destination for the next stage of his career. That's why the coming weeks could be so important. Transfer windows are unpredictable. One breakthrough meeting can change everything. A fresh round of negotiations can suddenly accelerate a deal that previously looked impossible. Supporters have seen it happen countless times before. Arsenal's recruitment team have built a reputation for working quietly behind the scenes before making decisive moves when opportunities arise. Rather than rushing into transfers, the club carefully evaluates every target to ensure they fit both the tactical system and the long-term vision. Barcola appears to match many of those requirements. He's young enough to continue developing, experienced enough to contribute immediately, and talented enough to become one of the Premier League's standout attacking players. Today's video also explores how this potential move could affect Arsenal's current squad, what it might mean for the club's transfer priorities and whether signing another winger would change the focus of the remaining weeks of the transfer window. Could Barcola become the surprise addition that nobody expected? Is Arsenal preparing another statement signing to strengthen their title challenge? Or will competition from other European clubs make the deal too difficult to complete? We'll analyze every angle, examine the latest reports and keep you updated on every development as this fascinating transfer story continues to unfold. If you enjoy daily Arsenal transfer news, breaking updates, Premier League rumours and in-depth football analysis, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss another Arsenal update.